Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We have a new kind of episode for you today, and hopefully one that you'll find helpful this season. What we decided to do is create an episode that I'm calling the Stock Up Because Biohacking Ain't Cheap and You and Your Friends and Family Deserve Optimal Health episode. As you probably can imagine, I get the inside scoop about Black Friday deals way back in October, or at least I start getting them. And I wanted to share those deals with you so that you don't have to go looking for them. This year, I decided, why not record a podcast about gift ideas and give you a super easy gift guide with all the info. We're releasing this episode right before Black Friday, but many of these deals, well, some of them are just Black Friday deals, so pretty time sensitive. Some of them are going to extend through the season. So think of this as your kind of early Christmas shopping opportunities. There's no need to grab a paper or pen or open your notes app. All you have to do is listen and enjoy, because all the links, deals, promo dates from the episode can be found at natniddam.com/gift guide. And we will keep that open and live right through the holiday season and update it as we go. All right. Also, that way you don't have to keep track which one is the Black Friday deal, what's the Cyber Monday deal, which is the one that's going into December again. And that way you can kind of pace yourself on your shopping. Now, everybody, well, most people are health and longevity enthusiasts in some way or other, right? And doesn't it feel good when you find something that really makes a difference with your health? Now, imagine that you will share that with the people around you. Always check in with them, make sure that they're on the same page with you so that nothing gets misinterpreted. But this is your chance to kind of hit buy on something, whether you're stocking up for yourself or whether you're saying, okay, this is the perfect time. I know my friend has the worst time with sleep. Let me put together a beautiful sleep bundle for them and see if it helps them and maybe becomes their entry point into this space. Plus, we all have those wish lists of the biohacking gadget, like whether it's a Carol bike or a power plate, some of those bigger items, and we're waiting for the day when that price drops so that we can finally splurge on it. So this could be the time. What we've done is we've put all this together in these bundles. So I do want to frame this by saying, some of you might be thinking, what does she think I made of money? Like some of these bundles cost hundreds, if not more, of dollars. Know that you can stop at any time in the bundle, look at your budget, figure it out. Maybe you stop at the supplements. Maybe you just hone in on the one little gadget or gizmo, or maybe it's a bigger thing, or maybe this is the one that you're putting together for yourself on behalf of. We've all done that, right? Tell your partner, you know what, honey, you don't have to shop for me. I've put this together for myself for Christmas. So sometimes that works out really well. So this is your opportunity to kind of take advantage and dive in. All right, let's dive in together and get started at the basics, which is the sleep and recovery bundles. So let's give the gift of deep rest, a nightly ritual for recharging the body and the brain. We call the first one the bedtime biohacking box. And the first company we're going to tap into here, or the first set of supplements, is Trocalm and Troz. This comes from our friends at Troscriptions, who make these amazing supplements in these tiny little troches. What's nice about the troches is people can cut them up into quarters and start to figure out dosing wise, do I need a quarter troche, a half troche? Kind of play around with it. And what we've done with this bundle is we've kind of taken people through the day. So we've started with Trocalm, which is a kava-based formula that people can use through the day to help keep their nervous system balanced. So Trocalm for during the day, or you can take it kind of around the end of the day. And then about 45 minutes or an hour before bedtime, you would use Troz. So we have a little bundle from Troscriptions of Trocalm and Troz that people can kind of play with and find that exact formula that helps them to unwind and get to sleep. Now, if we want to add something to that, what better thing to add for an unwind and a sleep than a great magnesium? Our friends at Bioptimizers make one of the best magnesium formulas on the market. Mag Breakthrough. They always have great deals around Black Friday, so this will be the time. Now, let's say we want to go beyond the supplements. Next thing we could look at for this holiday season would be ZenBud, which is a relatively new vagus nerve stimulating device. It hits the vagus nerve right in the ear, and it does it instead of with an electrical pulse. It does it through ultrasound. They've got some great research. We did a great podcast with them not too long ago. That's coming out. Definitely check out ZenBud. They're going to have a great sale for Black Friday. This could be the perfect time to get that vagal stim device that you've been waiting for. The next option here would be something like a Newcom subscription. Now, I haven't talked about Newcom that much lately, but Newcom is a beautiful app-based audio tracks that have been specially formulated to get your brain into different states of relaxation. And binaural beats, that's what I was looking for. Now, it's binaural beats, but wrapped in music. I love Newcom. I use it on the plane. I use it before bed quite often if I'm having trouble falling asleep. You can use it during the day. A 20-minute session with Newcom is like getting a 2-hour nap. It's unbelievable. So, and all your giftee needs is a good pair of headphones. And all you're doing is you're giving them a 1-year subscription on an app. Very cool. Gives you an opportunity to write them a nice note. Wrap it all up with chamomile tea and maybe a beautiful face mask, eye mask, so that they can lock out the world. And you've got a spectacular bedtime biohack box. So just to recap, from Troscriptions, we have Trocalm and Troz. By Optimizers, we've got Mag Breakthrough. And then we pick either the ZenBud vagal toning device and or our Newcom subscription for a year and some chamomile tea, maybe some Epsom salts, and you're good to go. That's number 1. The Sleep Sanctuary Set. We're back to our weighted sleep mask. Now, my favorite in this area is, and I don't know if they're doing something for Black Friday, but they might be, because I'm not even an affiliate for them, but I'm so obsessed with this little mask that I talk about it quite frequently now. I've told all my friends about it. And this is called the Nod Pod. And they have 2 versions. One's made out of this kind of velvet. The other one's made out of silk. And imagine like all these little weighted little tiny pillows that are sewn together. And so you can position the intersection on the bridge of your nose, and then you've got little weighted pillows all around your head, just not at the back. So it even adapts to side sleepers. It is fantastic. So you could basically do your weighted sleep mask plus loop earplugs, really inexpensive. I also like the PQ earplugs. They're made out of silicone wax. You can get them on Amazon, really cheap and very, very effective. Add your ZenBud in there that we just talked about, and then a pair of cozy socks. And you now have our Sleep Sanctuary Set. Now, the splurge here might be something like a weighted blanket. Now, the only thing with a weighted blanket that I will say is not everybody loves it. So before you go buy a weighted blanket for someone as a gift, make sure that they're not the kind of person that believes that it would make them feel claustrophobic. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the busy mom who needs some calm in your life. Probably know a couple of those moms who run on lists and love and not much else. So this is a mini ritual for pressing pause. The Serenity and Sanity Set. Now, if you're doing this for that busy mom in your life and she's got a couple of little kids or one little kid, a free gift you could give her would be the gift of time. And if you've got that kind of relationship with her and her kids, it might be about taking the kids off her hands for a couple of hours, right? So those kinds of thoughtful gifts also really hit the mark. But in the meantime, for what she might be doing during that couple of hours or things that she might be able to do every day, we have our Serenity and Sanity Set. That Newcom subscription might really come in handy right about now because she can use it any time of day, anywhere that she is. Then for starting her morning, we could add B minerals into the equation because our fulvic and fumic acid formulas here, there's 2 different formulas. It's just a quick shot every morning, gives her those trace minerals that her body needs and every cell in her body needs to function properly. So we've got our Newcom subscription. We've got B minerals that take nothing but a second. We might throw in a jar of Manuka honey. Now, Manuka is this beautiful, potent Manuka honey from New Zealand. And what's new with Manuka these days is they've now switched over to glass jars for their honey, which just takes this amazing honey up another level. Are we still have some room in the basket? Okay, well, how about the Young Goose Blue Peptide Spray? This is a brand new product from our friends at Young Goose. It includes methylene blue, which is fantastic for mitochondria. And when we apply it topically to the skin, it's going to help to recharge the mitochondria in the skin. It also has some GHKCU peptide in there. It's a beautiful, refreshing, misting, moisturizing, and activating formula for the face. And then once we're talking about mitochondria, how about hitting mitochondria from the inside with MitoQ? So this is a new support for mitochondria called mitoquinol, which actually has been shown to be even more effective than CoQ10 at getting into the cell and supporting great mitochondrial function. So a bit of a big bundle here. You can pick and choose your way through it. There's some great stuff in there, all about energy, serenity, and keeping her mom together. And in addition to all this, you might just give her a great big hug and a kiss. All right. That's our Serenity and Sanity set. Hey folks, I just wanted to take a quick minute to tell you about something that I've created just for you guys, my listeners. I've created an amazing holiday gift guide for listeners so that you can get the best Black Friday deals on biohacking tools, supplements, and so much more. There are gifts in different price ranges and once a year price drops on your dream health tech. And no one said you can't show up for yourself. So you can get the stuff for friends and family or for yourself. All you've got to do is go to natniddam.com/gift guide for the list of Black Friday deals that you just can't miss. Let's move into our fitness enthusiasts. So what about our pre-workout and performance bundles? This is for the movers, lifters, and high voltage humans in your life. So let's start with the Prime and Perform package. We're back to MitoQ, mitoquinol. Mitochondrial support is always going to be incredible for our as a pre-workout and just keeping it in the system to prime the mitochondria to deliver when you need them. You guys know that if you've been listening to me that I really like Troscription's blue carnitine. I use it pre-workout every day because it's a tiny amount of caffeine. It's a tiny amount of methylene blue, and I just love it as a pre-workout. And so I will show up to most of my workouts with a blue tongue. Shockingly, nobody's ever asked me about that. Anyway, so we've got our Troscriptions, blue carnitine, we've got MitoQ, mitoquinol. Now we're adding our essential amino acids, which we can take pre, during, or post-workout. That I like. I really like the Kion aminos. My favorite flavor is the mango, and they generally always do something great for Black Friday. We also could use something like creatine as a pre-workout or perform. And I really like the creatine from Level Up Health. So this is a bigger bundle, but you can obviously just pick and choose here, right? You can pick any one of these things and make it a gift, right? So the creatine from Level Up Health, why do I love it? Because he's incorporated not just the creatine monohydrate that is most commonly available, but there's also creatine HCl, which we know gets into the cell more efficiently than the monohydrate. And so there's a lot of discussion out there. Is one better than the other? We know that the HCl gets uptaken into the cell more efficiently. And we also know that the monohydrate is the one that has the most research behind it. So Kyle, as always, has covered our bases for us. He's included both, and he's also included TMG in there, as well as a bunch of other supportive ingredients. Because why? Because using creatine uses up your methyl groups, and so many of us are a little low in that area. So including TMG in the formula is a great way to support your the increase in methyl group need when you're using creatine. Okay, so let me recap because I've gotten off track, gone down a bunch of rabbit holes for you. So we started with the MitoQ for mitochondrial support. We add in maybe the Troscriptions blue carnitine for people who are inclined to go there. We have Kion aminos as our essential amino acids. We have also the creatine from Level Up Health. Some people like to have something before their workout, especially if you're working out later in the day. If you do, and if you want to do something like a protein shake, I really like the whey protein shakes from Purity. You guys have probably heard me talk about that as well. Why? Because they're tested. They're third-party tested. All their ingredients, even their dark chocolate, they're checking the chocolate for heavy metals. Great company. Highly recommend their products. So we have MitoQ, we have Troscriptions blue carnitine, we've got the essential amino acids providing building blocks to our muscles for repair and recovery. We've got the Purity whey protein shake. Now you can do, like I said, any one or all of these. You can throw in a towel, one of those little towels to mop their brow, and a great water bottle like the Owala bottle, and you are off to the races with a beautiful gift basket. All right, what about post-workout or recovery bundles? So this is perfect for the person who should be, right? We all should be chasing recovery as hard as results. Refuel, repair, and recharge, the ultimate comeback combo. And what are we going to do for our repair and restore bundle? We're going to go for that creatine again. We're going to go now with Timeline Nutrition's MitoPure urolithin A. Lots of incredible research with urolithin A. We will have just released a new podcast with them talking about a lot of the research around how urolithin A supports muscles for longevity. It supports endurance. They did some great studies with athletes and older people alike. You'll want to listen to that, but definitely MitoPure by Timeline Nutrition. I really like, you guys know I love their gummies. The gummies are tested. We know that urolithin A is stable, so you get to avoid a couple of pills if you want to and have a couple of gummies every day to get your urolithin A. So we've got our creatine, we've got MitoPure for the urolithin A, and then we move into the splurge item, which is the Kineon Move Plus. So Kineon Move Plus is just had to pick it up off the ground, is this little device. It is fantastic. You can wrap it around your shoulder, around your elbow, around your knee, around your neck, put it on the belly, around the back, wherever you need red and near infrared light support. Great for healing, great for reducing inflammation, fantastic for recovery. They've got the new strap now that is much easier to adjust. Fantastic device. Yes, it's a bit of a splurge. This is the time to buy it. If it's been on your list for a while and you haven't got one, I highly recommend getting your hands on it now. Okay. Let's move to the Foodie and Longevity Lover Basket. So this is for the friend who loves flavor and function, someone like me who believes that food is medicine. This is a feast of polyphenols and pleasure. So the Functional Foodie Favorites Bundle. This one I love. How about you put together pluck seasoning with the Manukora honey and fresh pressed olive oil club, and then we throw in some meat sticks from Paleo Valley, right? Or one of their desiccated organ supplements. So let's talk a little bit about what each one of these is, and then we'll flip to the next one. So starting with pluck seasoning. If you haven't heard of these guys, I'm telling you, this is one of the best hacks for getting people to eat organ meats without them even knowing about. What pluck is spice blends that are combined with dried organ meats. It may sound gross, but you won't even know they're there. And this is a really great way of building deep nutrition into your dishes. So you'd get, and Plex come up with this beautiful new packaging. They've got shaker bottles or they've got bags, depending on what you prefer. So we have a bag or a little bottle of Plex seasoning. Manukora honey, we've already talked about. And then the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club did a whole podcast about this. All of extra virgin olive oil, we know, is incredibly rich in polyphenols, antioxidants, you name it. But a lot of those ingredients go missing after that olive oil has been around for a long time or if it wasn't processed properly. So the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club will deliver 3 new bottles of single-sourced olive oil from different regions of the world. Every 3 months, you get a new flight, if you will, of olive oil, knowing that it's fully fresh and that it's been supervised from top to bottom in the processing. In any event, even without all this, the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club is a great, great gift. It's kind of like one of those gifts that just keeps on giving. And finally, the meat sticks I was talking about from Paleo Valley are such high quality. So many of those meat sticks out there are just made with ingredients you would not put in anybody's body, including your own or your friends or your family. Paleo Valley does a really great job of making delicious meat sticks that are good for you. You can use these as stocking stuffers. I know not everybody's going to appreciate it, but for people who love good food, this is going to be a good one. Okay. So that's our Functional Foodie Favorites bundle. Next, longevity anti-aging bundles. I got to tell you guys, this, if I was receiving this, this would be part of my favorite. And this is because aging with power is the best gift of all, right? So let's start with our vitality and vibrance bundle. And let's start with aesthetics. Young Goose is going to be doing a great Black Friday promo. Keep your eye out for it. There are some really beautiful products in there. Obviously, this is a bit more on the splurge side, but I will tell you, they've had their products. I've been using them almost exclusively this year. Well, actually exclusively this year for sure, and been using them for the last 3 years. And I have to say that my skin has never looked better. And I love the science that they build into this brand. So one way to get started with Young Goose is to start with just the reset, the Young Goose, the Youth Reset, the Youth Daily. So this is a serum. The Youth Daily is going to be your moisturizer, and then the eye serum. Just that bundle alone is a really good place to start. And Black Friday could be the great time to get started there. They also have a couple of really amazing standalone products. Their new Exosome Serum, the Vampire Exosome Serum, is a fantastic new to market exosome product that I highly recommend. You could just do that as a standalone. The Hyperbaric Mask is another fantastic standalone product from them. Or the Ladder Serum. If you or your giftee are users of red light for the face, the Ladder Serum, LADR, has been formulated specifically as a serum to apply before using red light therapy on your face. And it's going to help to activate the mitochondria and make the most of that red and near infrared light effect on the face. Now, if you might want to support that from the inside, and to do that, MitoQ, our mitoquinol friends, actually have a skin formula. So it's a MitoQ, it's mitoquinol plus a bunch of ingredients in that bottle that also support skin health. So you kind of go from the outside and the inside. All right, the Golden Glow gift box. This is a heavy hitter. Here we go. We start with Stem Regen. We add on Prodrome, plasmalogen support, and then we add on, for the people who are open it, a few bioregulators. Whoa, this is a big bundle. Again, each one of these as a standalone would be a fantastic gift, but if you want to put it together, we have Stem Regen, which is an herbal formula that has been shown with every dose to release 10 million stem cells into circulation. That means you've got 10 million little working bees looking for areas of inflammation in the body that need repair and support. That's Stem Regen. Then we have Prodrome plasmalogen support. Stem Regen and Prodrome both do incredible sales at this time of year. These are supplements that are not cheap. This is the time to stock up. With Prodrome, you can buy just the glia if you want. That's the one you would use at night. So many people I know who have used glia find that it does wonders for their sleep. And then there's the neural formula, which you would use in the morning, and that's really for brain building. So plasmalogens are fantastic at supporting brain health, nerve health, really cellular health through the body, because even it helps to rebuild the myelin sheath. It helps to rebuild the brain because the brain is made of fats, and plasmalogens, of course, are fats. These are precursor molecules to what your body needs to stay healthy. So we have Stem Regen, we have the Prodrome, and then we have my favorite, of course, as you know, bioregulators. And you're like, well, Nat, what do I know? How do I know what to buy? What bioregulators to buy for anybody? Always revert back to the basics. What's our foundational longevity stack that we talk about all the time? Would be the pineal gland bioregulator, the blood vessel bioregulator, and the thymus bioregulator. Now, I would recommend, if you're giving this as a gift to anybody, I would recommend buying them 3 boxes and having them do 30 days. You can scale this, right? You can give someone just pineal gland bioregulator. That's the endolutin. That's really amazing for sleep. It's amazing for resetting circadian rhythm. It's amazing for activating telomerase, which helps to support telomeres, which we know is plays a big role in longevity. So we could just stop there. You could just do 3 boxes of the pineal gland bioregulator. Alternatively, you could also add in the blood vessel bioregulator. This helps to support healthy circulation through the body, including the brain. We could do, again, 3 boxes of the blood vessel bioregulator, or you could throw in the thymus gland bioregulator. Who couldn't use immune support at any time of year, but especially this time of year? So once again, as a standalone, any of these would be fantastic, either pineal gland, blood vessel, or thymus, or you can put them together, mix and match these three as you wish and as your budget allows. Now, I don't believe these guys are doing a Black Friday deal. However, what is changing with Profound Health, which is the Nature's Marvels brand that I recommend, is that they will be shipping out of the US, out of Florida, by mid-December this year. So this is a big change for that company. People have been ordering from the UK and, waiting for things to make it across the border. As of the middle of December, these products will be shipped out of the US. All right. Next, General Wellness Immune Biohacker Bundles. This is where we're going to look at the brain, the body, the biochemistry, all boosted in one beautiful bow-tied box. Let's look at the Wellness Wonderland kit. So here, we're going to kind of touch on different areas, and starting with the microbiome. Just Thrive as a beautiful spore biotic. I would generally not recommend giving probiotics as a gift, but spore biotics are a little bit different. And the nice thing about Just Thrive is you get to pick between either a gummy. Again, you guys know how much I love gummies, but you have to be careful with gummies because you also have to make sure the company's done their homework and that whatever it is that they're offering is viable in that gummy form. And Just Thrive has done that. So they either have a gummy or a capsule for people who don't want to be chewing on gummies. Just Thrive is a great option because it's a spore biotic. We have B minerals. Again, keep those basics, that foundation alive. We can pick a protein powder from Puri. They do have either a plant-based protein powder or whey protein powder. I'm a big fan of whey, but for people who can't tolerate whey, their plant-based protein powder is also fantastic. And finally, Posture Pro. Now, Posture Pro, we're moving into Wellness Wonderland for sure. Those insoles that I've been talking about, the magnetic insoles that you put inside your shoes, are incredible for aligning the body, improving physical performance, as well as even helping to balance the nervous system. We did a podcast with an Edver pilot in September. If you missed it, you're going to want to go check it out. But this would be a great thing to add into this type of a bundle. And you'll see them come up later as well. Now, the Biohackers Holiday Bundle. Here we're including some elements that we've seen before, but what we're adding here is Qualia. Qualia is always doing beautiful promos, but for Black Friday, they're going to definitely be doing something special. They've got fantastic either NAD support or the senolytic formula, which is great longevity support. You actually could add the Qualia senolytic to one of those longevity bundles we talked about earlier. We are throwing in some stem regen here, the Kineon Move Plus, the red light device, and then Prodrome, once again, the plasmalogens. So Qualia, stem regen, Kineon, and Prodrome, kind of pick and choose through there and put something together for your Biohackers holiday bundle. All right, luxury longevity just for you. Now, this is where we're moving into the splurge area. Let's say you've had your eye on that big item all year, something like the Carol bike, the Power Plate, a Jasper air scrubber, maybe the Mitolux lamp, or maybe even Katsu bands. This could be your time. Now, one thing about Katsu, I've not yet heard at the time of recording this podcast if they're doing a Black Friday sale, but it's definitely one of those items. We will include it in the handout as soon as we get word from them. If they're doing a sale, this will be the time to buy them because we all know, like all these other items, these are in what I call investment pieces, right? Back in the day when I used to spend my money on clothes, I always talked about the investment pieces, that classic piece that you splurge on, but you know you're going to use for a really long time. This is exactly what these are all about. These are the gifts that keep on giving. So Black Friday is when those dream pieces drop. It's often hundreds of dollars off the price. So, and they are the thing that you're going to feel every single deal. So let's look at your Biohackers dream deal. We've got the Posture Pro magnetic insoles. Why don't we put them together with a new pair of barefoot running shoes? The Vivo Barefoot, actually, when you buy Posture Pro, you automatically get a deal on Vivo Barefoot. And I have to tell you, my Vivo Barefoots have not come off my feet ever since I started using the Posture Pro magnetic insoles. So Posture Pro, Vivo Barefoot. What if we threw in the Jasper air scrubber at home Or if you have a home gym, put a Jasper scrubber in your home gym. Very often our home gyms are in our basements or in our garages. We could use cleaner air for working out. Throw in the Katsu bands. I mean, guys, we're blowing the wad here, right? I mean, Jasper's going to set you back a bit. Katsu, whether they're doing a deal or not. And then something like a power plate. Adding power plate full body vibration to your daily stack is an incredibly powerful way to support recovery and also better muscle activation. Power plate, I know, is doing Black Friday deals. So definitely, if you've had your eye on power plate, this is the time to get your hands on it. All right. How about focus and flow from home? So from the home office, for the home office hero, let's sharpen focus, spark flow, and make your brain feel as sharp as your coffee. There's a couple of new supplements on the market, one of them being Nootropept from Level Up. Definitely an incredible stack to try out. We have our tried and true Qualia Mind, and I'm giving you a couple of different ones to keep an eye on here. Qualia Mind is something that is a brain support stack that I have reached out for and used off and on over the years, and it's a staple for me. I actually turned my mom onto it recently. My mom's 86 years old, and the minute she's starting to run low, I get the phone call. I need more of that stuff. So Qualia Mind's a great one. Nootropept by Level Up Health is a brand new entry into the market. Definitely something to look at, and definitely something this might be a really great time to try it out. Now, for your home office, here are some of the things you might want to think about. The MitoLux lamp. Not only does the MitoLux lamp have a program to help you make your own vitamin D, but also it has a fireplace setting that I just turned on my desk that helps you can keep this on all day. This delivers just low-level red and near-infrared light and helps to offset the negatives of the artificial blue light from your screen. So I'm going to be kind of pink or orangey for the rest of this episode because I'm going to keep my sun lamp on. So not to mention the fact that it is now winter where I am. Don't know about you unless you're in Australia. Giving your body the ability to make its own vitamin D is gold. So the MitoLux sun lamp, we'll be seeing deals coming down the pipes on that. Carol bike, we already talked about. I mean, imagine having a tool in your house where you can say, you know what, I need a 10-minute break, run downstairs, do a 10-minute workout that involves no more than 2 20-second sprints, and you've basically hit your cardio needs for that day. I mean, it doesn't replace necessarily the long zone 2 training, but you can do that on the weekend. But the gift of being able to spend as little as 5 or 10 minutes and get that workout in, unbelievable. So that's the Carol bike. Nucom for focus. We talked about Nucom. Another one, you need a 20-minute break, reboot your brain. Nucom is a great way to do it. Blue light blocking glasses. Now, my favorites are the RA Optics. Not sure if they're doing a Black Friday deal or not. I don't know that we even have a link or code with them, but those are the glasses I wear the most and that I really like. And finally, coffee. Everyday Dose. They will have a deal. The Everyday Dose is a mushroom coffee. Fantastic. I love that stuff. Or if you're not a mushroom coffee kind of person, you can check out Kion Coffee, which is one of the cleanest coffees around. I love their coffee as well. I can actually drink their caffeinated coffee and not get the jitters. And that doesn't happen very often in my world. So just to review, home office harmony, kind of assemble your team here, anyone or a combination of the MitoLux lamp for vitamin D, the Carol bike, Nucom for focus, our blue light glasses, our Kion coffee, or Everyday Dose coffee. Okay, clock and lock in. For the office or hospital worker in your life who logs long hours under fluorescent light, let's help them to end the day restored, not fried. Now, this is where we bring in another tool from Kineon called the Kineon Relief. This is a low-tech tool. You don't have to plug it in. It doesn't have to charge. There's no EMFs, no nothing. This is a really cool silicone myofascial release device. You can use it on your feet, use it on your calves, use it on any part of your body that needs release. Most of us don't do enough of this. Also, it's a great price point. It's generally under $100. So that's the Kineon Relief. We can help our friends also by getting them a good pair of, especially the shift workers, the blue blocking glasses will be fantastic for them to wear at the end of the shift so they can start to wind down for bed. Things like oral BPC 157 for recovery and support. We could throw that oral BPC 157 actually also in any of the fitness bundles, right? We love the one from Level Up Health. And finally, those Posture Pro inserts, if we can splurge a little for these guys, putting those in their shoes for people that are on their feet all day is going to be incredibly impactful for their health and recovery. All right, Vital Elements Vault. For the friend who wants harmony on every level, the fire to move, the water to rest, the earth to restore, and the air to breathe deep. So this is where we really started to play around, right? So we call this the 4 Forces Bundle. Let's look at Posture Pro for kind of being grounded and earthing. Jasper for breathing clean air. Sauna Studio Gift for fire. Now, if this is for yourself or if you've got the big budget, you can also look at a Sunlighten. They've got the personal sauna, that little sauna that you lie down in. It is fantastic. It collapses and is easy to store. Or obviously, if this is, let's say, your house big gift of the year, you could look at Sunlighten and maybe invest in that Sunlighten sauna finally for your home. Anyway, so that's the aspect of fire. And then for the aspect of water, and actually dovetails with air a little bit, but mostly it's water, we have Inhale Hydration for super oxygenated water. This stuff is amazing. If you really want to test it out, get yourself out of breath on your Carol bike, chug a can of that water right away, and watch how fast your heart rate comes back to normal and your breath comes back. It's actually phenomenal. And you can also use it during the day when you're using a little lift. So you're delivering extra oxygen to your body, which is always appreciated, of course, by the brain. Another water thing you could use as a gift is something like the Echo hydrogen water bottle. So this water bottle, I'm just trying to turn it on for you guys who are watching this. This water bottle will generate hydrogen for you and infuse your water with 10 parts per million. This is a fantastic, hang on, I think I may have paused it here. Let's get it going. Yeah, there we go. You'll see the bubbles coming up. For those of you watching this online, you'll see how there's it looks like there's a mist in that bottle. It'll be generating hydrogen for 10 minutes. It'll give me a little beep, let me know it's done. This is an amazing thing to have in your bag. You just put filtered water in it and it'll generate hydrogen for you on the go. I use it on all my flights. I use it at home. I use it everywhere. It comes with an app that'll guide you in how much to drink during the day. So that's the Eco hydrogen generating water bottle. And there's some great deals on this around as well. And then finally, in our 4 Forces bundle, we could even include the Kineon Relief Plus. That's that silicone myofascial release tool that I was telling you about earlier. Okay, we're done. This is it. I'm at the end of the road here. There will be other brands. I couldn't get everything in here. As it is, some of you, your head might be spinning. You may have to listen to this again. Make your list of priorities, right? I tried to give you a brief description of each thing to help you try and understand, is this for me now? Is this for someone I know? Is this for me later? Or maybe this doesn't apply for me at all. It's all good. So just know that some of these brands will have deals over Black Friday, some will be over Cyber Monday, and a lot of them will have different deals that run through the holidays. So make sure you check out natniddam.com/gift guide. Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter, because we'll be emailing people about all this stuff as well. And this is really just an effort to help you stay on top of this stuff so that you can prioritize. I know for me, I get really overwhelmed at this time of year. So if I don't take the time to really think about what are the things I want, what are the things I need, what are the things that I might want to gift to someone else, if I don't make lists, the sales hit and I kind of go, I kind of get paralyzed, or I buy the wrong thing, or I forget to buy the thing that I really wanted that was a great deal. So hopefully this helps you to get centered in this space and helps you to make smart, informed, and prudent decisions. Thank you so much for being with me. If you stuck around this long, let me know what you thought of this episode. We could probably do another one at another big sale time. We could do Memorial Day sale, Father's Day, Mother's Day. You guys let us know, was this helpful to you, or was this one of those things where it's like, Nat, you just gave me a headache? So let me know. Open to all comments. Thank you so much for being here, and have a really safe, wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday season.